Welcome to Event-Vods. This is the full VOD of today's NLC Winter 2025 matchup.
Yes.
Foxtrot explained earlier,
Yeah.
it is hardcore theater. So any champ that has been picked, even if your team didn't get to log it in, is banned. So let's just take for an example, Booty can't play the Gragas, but Bounce can't play the Rumble either. These champs are banned for both teams now. Looking at the ban so far, though, they seem to be staying the same. The Skarner ban makes sense. We've seen the Cassante before from Lost Ratones. The Galio as well, really something to try and limit the macro of Lost Ratones. So the bans, I expect them to stick the same because they will still be able to be played, right? Until they've been played, they aren't banned, so they will need to be banned every game. I think the Kalista could be left open, to be honest, but it would also make sense to ban it as instead they go for the Varus.
Yeah, all right. So that's it. I think bot lane's going to be the focus here. Varus taken away. No Corki, no Ezreal from the previous game as well. Yeah, so Kalista is just the easy lock-in here. So if you're Los Ratones, you're going to be looking at some aggressive supports as well to pair up with that Kalista, someone that you can throw in and have some pressure in the bot lane. I mean, this would just be so like fire with fire, would it not? If you take this Draven here,
I think
it's very risky.
Yeah, I think you need to do it, right? You got absolutely stomped in the first game. If not now, then when?
There it is.
The question.
Draven Renata?
Yeah, that is Fateski's pocket pick, right? He is a big Draven player. So I like this. It might be desperation and no guaranteed will work out, but it is something different. It is something to try and play around here, and I'm very excited to see how they will pull it off. I mean, the Nico could be an option as well, give yourself more engaged, and keeping the flexibility open. Has been seen on other support, but can be flexed in other positions. Seems like DMG are throwing down the Chaos Gauntlet here. That is my predicted route this game will go. It could turn chaotic.
I like this. You're putting more hype and also agency towards the lanes that you don't think they should be the ones highlighting. I like this. My thoughts with Renata is you pick the Renata, you don't like reckless play the Renata. That's a dangerous one with Kalista, but Jarvan is going to be the pick for Velja. I've seen Baals play this one on top, but still, 99% this is jungle. Surely.
Don't say it too soon. Don't say it too soon.
They
just might do it. They just might do it. I mean, I do agree with Mushroom wholeheartedly. We're not really gonna get into it, right? But it certainly seems DMG have thrown out the book of prepared drafts and whatever, and just said we are gonna do whatever we feel like and try something different. I would have loved to see it locked in, but instead, the realm makes a lot of sense. It does also show though that this Nico will go mid lane for Bisco, so he will be on a mage.
It could be jungle, bro. Bits has played Nico jungle. No, I might be completely off my rocker with that one, but I seem to remember him playing this in the jungle before. I'll have to double check my stats for that one, but it's still a flex. It's still a flex. I like the rail here as well. I wouldn't really have liked Blitzcrank into Kalista Renata because if you grab someone post 6 or grab rail post Renata post 6, excuse me, then Kalista saves her. And grabbing a Kalista is very hard when she's hopping around all the while. So I like just keep it simple, man. Keep it simple with that rail. You've also got the combo alongside things like the Nico ulti and all that AoE big old damage here. So we're going to get some jungle bans from Los Ratones. So they certainly seem to think that this is going to be a Biscard Nico, most likely, right? That's where they're aiming for here. I still think this could be a jungle Nico, but we'll see. We'll see how this draft progresses.
I want to see, just quickly, right? I want to see the Syndra be banned here again. We know Nemesis is really, really good on it. Instead, though, the Aurora, that is something that could also be flexed. They've gone for on the ban port. I like the Nocturne ban at the very least, right? Because again, when I'm talking about this chaos from DMG, the Nocturne paranoia, all of a sudden, 4 seconds. Where's the Rel? Where's the Nico? All of these things you can't keep track on or track off. So I think it's a really good ban just in case, even if the Nico might end up going jungle. The Nara as well for Booty. So okay, so they've taken out some pretty understandable bans. Lots of zones would expect nothing different. What now though? It's hard to sit here and try and fulfill this DMD draft because we know so little about how much they're really throwing down the gauntlet, but I'm hoping for something damage oriented in the top lane as well. Or maybe you just take a stock standard tank up there. Okay, no, I get that. That's why I didn't ban it. That's why I didn't ban it then, because Bisco has a pocket Syndra. He's really, really good on it. Maybe not Nemesis level, but he's very good on it in the Danish scene. And that also, gives Foxtrot right. That does mean the Nico will be going either top or jungle.
Sign available and best available.
It's the sign, right?
Foxy!
do you have the damage though? Do you have the damage to get through Jarvan, Sion, Renat will be getting tanky as well. Like all you've got right now. I mean, yeah, it's the thing is Draven has to get quite close to these people to do damage to them. So it's going to be a little bit tough here. But you can just see from a pure, okay, it's going to be swapped to the way there instead. But yeah, there's a lot of, yeah, I think it's nice as well. Like you've got a lot of range coming through from there as well. A little bit of, it's quite an all-round champion is the way. So let's see what this last pick is. I do actually think it should be in the top side, and it's not. Holy moly! Well, it might actually. I don't know. I've seen stranger things than Kane top.
I think it's Kane top, right? You go the tank Kane top, or not the tank, but the Rance Kane.
Red
So
Kane,
you get the tank
health.
I think that's a smart choice. I would have personally liked to see some more engage, just to add even more fuel to the fire, and something maybe like the Malphite or whoever, who really knows, right? But the Kane, it is clear. DMG have thrown down the gauntlet. They've thrown out the planned draft book. They are locking in these niche pocket picks, and they are giving it their all here. I like this because they're trying something different, and this is what we need to see. If it's enough to beat Lost Ratones, I don't know, but I do believe it will make this a closer game than the last one, which, to be fair, isn't hard to beat.
This Kane top was brought to you by Baus. Baus started this Kane top. You're bringing technology versus his master. And it's so good at proxy farming, so maybe, Duckling, I think they hurt you. I think they're going to be like, hey, let's fight proxy with proxy and look into the rest of the map. Maybe Duckling was right. Maybe you were right back at home. Hashtag NLC LOL25. I'll see you soon as we jump into the rift. Be right back.
And here we are on the Rift for our second game of this best of two between Los Ratones and DMG. Trouble, we've got some spicy stuff. I was a bit worried that Velia was going to get caught out, but they're not. We got some spicy stuff in this draft. The Kane top lane, the Nico jungle, Battles on his special. All right. I don't really know how to make heads or tails of it, so I'm going to give it to you to try and break down what the hell's going on.
You know what? We said in game number 1, we're expecting the teams to walk as a unit to try and spot any lane swaps that were going on. Didn't happen in game 1. Guess what? Sion is the best anti-dive champion that exists in League of Legends together with Zac. And who best to play this than the Sion OTP himself, Baus. Of course, you want to get away from the Kane encounter, but not only that, you also refuse the melee stacks because you're going to be playing into Kalista, Renata, too. You're going to be deprived of a lot of CS for Bucci because you're going to mostly be playing under tower. Double range into Kane is not fun. And you're running Ignite Teleport, which means you're looking to kill. You ain't killing no one in this lane. It's a 2v1.
Yeah, and Los Ratones, they had their mark on this. And the big thing here is I don't think DMG expected this lane swap. I think this is Los Ratones are a team who have mastered the art of the lane swap, where DMG, I don't think they actually expected it. Kamsky is going to get hit here by the boss. Uses the Q on the minion wave, clears those those melee minions, and he's just going to walk away. Kamsky trying to find the interrupt with the W, as Fitsky is going to slowly just shove the wave in. But the main thing is as long as Baus doesn't die too much here and give too many like Draven cash outs over, he's going to be sitting pretty in this early stage.
I'm not going to lie to you, I'm getting a little bit worried about DMG here. The first game looked doable because the composition looked much more easy to execute, I want to say. Like very cookie cutter, we all push our ultimates at the same time. We just try to win a team fight, which Los Ratones never gave them, right? They just beat them through skirmishes. Right here, the synergy between Nico and Syndra, the double AP, you can very easily just go straight into Mercs. You've got a Kane that kind of needs to scale into his form, but for him to do that, he needs to have a pretty easy laning phase, which Los Ratones are not giving him at all. And then you've got a stacking AD carrying the likes of Draven, who does like to cash out, which means that DMG are going to have to find a way to get those skills onto Draven one way or another. And with Los Ratones being so good with macro, got a lot of scaling through the way. They've already lane swap, which means that Kane's not having to
No
go.
way.
I take it back. Cash out. Instant. I am sorry. I take it back. It's the
Well-
bounce, and he's back.
He still gets the cannon. He's got TPs. He's going to make it back to lane.
So
like you
what?
said. I mean, it's just one of those things where like the cost is actually quite low. This guard does still have that flash. Gets caught by the end of the flag and drag. Doesn't get actually hit by the knockup. Velia gets the slow off from that W. And they're just going to call it. Nemesis is actually having a pretty rough time in this lane, getting pretty heavily bullied out here. But ultimately, if you look at the state of the lane swap and how it's going between the lanes, there's a wolf coming in. Bitsy goes invisible, misses the swirl seed. Nemesis able to flash away to safety. Both, he's just going to proxy the wave. And honestly, if you're Fatesky, what are your options here? You can't really do much about the contest on that. And Los Ratones, their bot lane are getting time to grab plates, but Fatesky can't get a wave under tower. Have a look at this fight again in this. Was it just a solo under tower from Fatesky?
Yes.
Oh my word.
He keeps taking... Every time he walks up, Fatesky's playing with the range of the tower, popping in auto attack after auto attack. I think Baus underestimated what's happening here. Walks a little bit too far forward. The stand aside into the flash auto. That's the way it goes. Fatesky with the... I guess this was a revenge kill. He did again. Okay. That was a revenge kill from game number 1. I don't know if you guys remember, but Baus on the Gragas did solo kill Fatesky on that Ezreal, but now it's kind of revenge time. That was an execute from Bausi.
Oh my word. Handshake onto Bucci. He's got them in. Crowny secures the kill. 4 CS to 31. Baus has gone down twice, but he has made every death count. He's been able to pick up as much as possible. He is now mid lane. He's got the flash, but I don't think a flash from a Scion's going to achieve much.
I mean, there's nothing he can do in his lane anyway, right? The bot lane wave is pretty even, top lane wave is pretty even. So he got back on the map. He looked for that mid lane play. However, again, for Bucci to go towards that Kane, it's a little bit of a fiery pick, if you will. Double-ended sword. There is no good end of the stick that you can end up on. And right here with Los Ratones and how good they have managed that early game to put a double ranged lane into that Kane, deprive him of CS, experience, level 4 to level 5 Scion. Now here's the trouble, right? Sion's going to get really tanky and Kane is going to have to find different openings. But everywhere he goes, he sees Renata and Kalista in front of him. He just cannot play the matchup he chose to be in.
He got like 3 minions and then got lane swapped on again.
And I was out. Yep.
Bucci is just struggling here now. DMG are going to get some free time on this tower. Baus doesn't have teleport to get in range, but Velia finds Bucci, flag and drag into the knockup. Reckless finds the handshake as well, but no one can actually chase over the wall, so the flash comes out from Velia, but he flashes, he blast comes himself into danger. Baus is getting dove. He's going to find the knockup though. Bitsy's taking tower shots. Fatesky could be next. The turret finds the kill as Fatesky takes a tower shot, and Baus continues the chase in zombie form. One auto attack comes in. Fatesky is able to survive the dive. They don't lose a single person. Bitsy, it was only an execute. They're going to be happy with that, to be honest.
They are going to be happy because finally they're getting some kills on the board. They went through the entirety of game 1 with 0 kills right here. Baus walks up, doesn't have that level 6 to evade the gank. As you see, Bitse was a minion in that whole companionship right there of minions. And very great dive right here. Bitse knows she hasn't been tagged by Scion at all, so he ends up being executed. However, that is 3 members of DMG towards the top side of the map. Kalmsky had to even commit his flash because Fatesky was going to go down to the zombie Scion afterwards. And if you look over to the bot side of the map, there's 2 tower platings already missing from that tower. Slowly but surely, Crowny is farming up a storm again. He's got that first skill onto Bucci. He's getting some tower plating. So yes, the Draven's coming back. Yes, the Draven's cashing out constantly. But Crowny is keeping up on even terms.
Well, they're able to stop the grub take there. May see another rotation come out, but Bucci, once again, he's on the wrong side of the rift. He's just trying to deal with Los Ratones bot lane, and there's nothing he can do about it. He's just getting heavily bullied. The grub denial even comes in, so DMG aren't going to be able to pick up that stack. Now, Biles, if he dies here, that is the kills stack towards your feat of strength. What's the meme, Trouble?
Everywhere I go, I see your face.
Yeah.
This is Bucci right now with Crowny and Reckless. Oh,
Well,
boy,
he's
here we
getting
go.
a handshake. Bitsy
Oh,
comes
oh.
in, though. He's a minion. Gets the Pop Blossom down. Crowny actually not taking tower shots as they continue to put some damage in. Baus able to hold the wave. Actually gets a knock-up. Nobody goes down on the map yet, but Baus is incredibly low. Oh, no, he's not. It's Crowny he's incredibly low. Baus is actually sitting pretty. Handshake out of Reckless. Bucci, he's getting bullied by the support man.
This is not a fun game to be a top laner. No, Baus gets a kill here.
Yeah, he does. On to Karmsky. Looks like Fatesky is just going to finish up his clone, but he's still got the wave. Again, it's the farm. 23 to 56. Baus is happy. He's doing what he needs to do. He's absorbing pressure. The problem, though, is Draven is 3-0, has a shutdown on him. He's actually quite scary. Fatesky could be a problem for Los Ratones in this game, too.
I feel like a lot of the teams, as we're looking at the dive again right here, and Baus is going to take the kill, and as you mentioned, he's going to take the farm as well. I feel like a lot of the teams give too much emphasis on trying to kill the top lane player that plays that style. Inevitably, that Sion is going to be tanky. I see a Rectrix in his inventory and longswords. Inevitably, he is going to get tanky. Trust. I know we see a lot of AD on that Sion and a Cole, but he's going to get tanky inevitably. And you do have a 3-0 Draven that you need to juice the heck out of if you're DMG. Take him around the map, surround him with support and jungle, and try to take the fight over to Los Ratones. I feel like this Fatesky and Kamsky walking around trying to defend towers is just not enough because they're under danger and under threat of being dived themselves.
Oh, Bucci can't even get to the wave. He's just getting bullied on the way, and he doesn't even get that minion. He got that wave, but he lost an entire wave just walking into lane. As Los Ratones will be able to get this tower, so that's their feat of strength. They do still need to get
How's your math?
3 jungle objectives. Hold the phone. Bitsy, Pop Blossom. Everything gets thrown down. There's going to be the ultimate coming out from Reckless. It doesn't quite hit onto anybody important. So they get the lockdown. Velia, the handout's not going to come in as he goes down. Karmsky loses a fair amount of HP. Nemesis has to flash away to break away from that one. And Bizgard is going to get some free time on the mid lane tower.
That's exactly what we're talking about. If you do have this juiced up Draven, get your support and your jungler to try and support him and get a few kills. Fantastic right there. How's your math, Heatbrain? There was an extra creep on that minion wave and Los Ratones forgot to count. Let's watch this one more time. Perfect for Bitter right here to get that double ultimate onto Renata and Kalista. Of course, Renata Kalista is a pretty durable duo when it comes to the ultimates and the utility from Renata. However, they do end up getting Velia down. And most crucially, the flash from Nemesis. Hui is a very, very immobile... Again. He caught him! He caught him!
He's flashless, but he gets the fear off, and he gets away nice and safe. Nemesis is going to be able to clear the wave, and yeah, Los Ratones, they are falling a little victim to the Nico. A bit too consistently right now, as Fatesky is shoved under tower. Los Ratones can get some tower damage done down there. As Bucci, I think this is the first time he's been able to touch a wave completely uncontested. He is a very, very sad Kane right now, struggling for gold.
You know what, however? His team has 4 kills. That's 4 more than the previous game. Oh, Biscard, that's a flash.
Yeah, he's going to get the knockback. He's going to get hit by the W. Massive amount of damage. Velia, does he have the ultimate? It's coming up in just a second. He may chase for this kill. Biscard able to put some distance between him and Velia. But this could just be a lot of damage onto his tower. He may lose a plate here to Nemesis.
That is an incredible play from the Baus for one reason and one reason only. That was mid laner away from mid. Biscard has to go all the way back in base. 2 neutral objectives spawning on the map at the same time. You get to walk in, you get to set on the vision, you get to push in that mid lane away from Nemesis. It freed up so much time for Los Ratones. There is no vision that went down. Like that play from Baus was incredibly well timed to send Syndra back to base. But there wasn't any proactivity in terms of the other lanes to walk and get some vision, try for the neutral objectives. It is going to be the top side of the map that's been taken away by Velia, and Los Ratones are going to get traded for a dragon for DMG.
Yeah, they are going to be able to pick themselves up these Void Grubs. That'll put them on 4, so they'll still get the little Grublets. And is another stack towards that feat of strength. That'll be their second. If DMG can get another 2 neutral objectives for themselves, they'll be able to get the boots upgrade for themselves. So still got that race on that front. I do worry on Los Ratones' front that Fateski could be a little bit of an issue as we get into this game. But like you said, you need a lot of support on the Draven. Otherwise, you know, you will just get melted.
Absolutely. He does have a lot of support. However, he has a lot of squishy members around him as well. So if they can deviate the attention from Los Ratones right there, maybe Fateski ends up being unharmed in these fights to put down the DPS. DMG are now looking towards that Los Ratones bot lane. Reckless and Crowny. Again, Renata Kalista, traditionally one of the strongest duos in the bot lane. Their durability, their extra mobility that they have, the ultimate that saves your life last second. They've got so much utility in this lane, and Crown is actually pretty strong right now with Blade of the Rune King completed as well. So you'll see that DMG are just gonna shadow the Draven, push down that wave, get onto the tower, chip it a little bit, and then roam around the map. They are looking for mid, and Vali is in.
Oh, Bizguard has to flash out. So does Velia, actually, just to break away. Scatter the Weak doesn't quite hit as the 4-man Death Ball from DMG, unable to find themselves an answer, but they did get the junglers flash out. As Velia needs to be a little bit careful. Doesn't have to be too careful as Baus is in the area. Now, one thing that I do like that you mentioned was that DMG actually relatively squishy. A good hostile takeover probably just wins the fight if Fateski is the one who gets hit by it. He doesn't have cleanse, he doesn't have a way to cleanse that effect, and he will melt his own team.
Absolutely. He's the one who's fed as well. Item, a couple of components in the inventory. Now, my biggest question right here is what can Bucci do on this Kayn? He has the clips completed. He's about 2.2k gold down. There's a full AD lethality Sion that Baus chose to play this time around. I mean, we went from what, 80 Poppy to AP Jax to full AD lethality Sion. The TPs are coming in.
TP's coming in, Baus in the area. I don't think he expected Bitsy to be there, so the moment he lands, he decides that actually this play may just be off, but does have to charge if he wants to go for it. Fateski is the one who's going to get hit. Looking for that knock-up. Hostile takeover coming in. The flash has already gone out. Only going to hit onto the rail. They find a knock-up. Nemesis is coming in. Misses the W off as Karnski's going low. The Ren from Crowny secures the kill. The tower will crumble here to the pressure from Los Ratones. As DMG able to keep Fateski and that shutdown in their pocket, but still losing across the map.
That was the most brutally forced play I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
He TP's bot, he gets spotted, he's like, yeah, screw it, I'll just ult in. They find Fateski, they take his plus as well. Nemesis is now in trouble.
Oh, he just gets hit by the Unleashed Power, misses the fear. Velia is going to jump in. Ultimate makes the connection onto Bizguard. Velia decides not to full commit, not got the information on where Bitsy and anyone else from DMG is. So he just backs off, but Bizguard loses a lot of HP. So have a look at this bot play once again, because like you said, it was very, very forced, but they still made it work.
Absolutely. Level 11 Sion. Look at all the other members. 6 for Kamsky, 10 for Fateski. He's just literally running into their face. Very, very tanky as well. A lot of damage. And Bitze, he takes the appearance of a minion right there. They're going to get the stun down onto the Baus, but he's so damn tanky, and there's so many stacked arrows from Crowny onto that rail that Kamsky ends up going down. Oh, there's no flash.
They're looking for the knock-up. They're not able to hit it, actually. Fateski is going to find himself in a little bit of danger. Nemesis can't find the damage as they are going to lose one. That's the end of Velia. Nemesis locked up and hit by the stuns. The fear lands onto Bitsy. Bitsy goes down in the fight. But ultimately, it's a 2-for-1. Baus has been hit by the Umbral Trespassers. Now Bizguard looking for him, but Baus is able to get away with the charge. Does get hit by the vision, so they know where he is. And somehow makes a grand escape, but ultimately, Fateski 5-0 on this Draven.
Bizguard sidestepped Baus right there. He could have stopped him with his body to try and take him down, but he's full AD, so he's kind of scary, and that's the 2v2 we've been looking for.
There's the Magnet Storm into the ult from Fateski. He's out of mana, though, so Crowny continues to put the pressure in. The Rend is going to be the shutdown. The bailout onto Crowny from Reckless will save his life. Crowny gets another. Doesn't get hit by the Scatter of the Weak, but the Orb secures the kill. Bucci now putting the pressure onto Reckless. The double kill has been secured. The slow from Reckless as he makes a run for it. Gets himself the handshake on the Bizguard to send him packing. Bucci can't chase further. Los Ratones, that was such a good play for them.
Absolutely, but DMG are bringing back the fire. That's what we were looking in this best of. DMG are coming in as the clear underdogs. And let's watch this one more time because I don't think we've seen a proper 2v2 between these two bot lanes. Right here, Fatesky, of course, with the Bloodthirster as well, runs out of mana, and it literally takes one last auto attack to kill Crowny, but the bailout, as you mentioned, coming through from Reckless means that Crowny gets to stay alive to claim yet another one, and then the rest of DMG is coming in as the cleanup crew. And I'm just gonna say, not the cleanest game from Los Ratones. They are getting overexcited, they are overextended. We saw Velia earlier. He missed the flag and drag, yet he still went in, which costed him and Nemesis their lives.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mistake, but in comes a massive ultimate return from Bitsy. The hostile takeover doesn't hit onto Fatesky as Bounce is knocked back, but Los Ratones is still able to win this fight regardless. That Draven is going down. Bounce secures the kill.
DMG have just run out of damage. Los Ratones getting that team fight right here, 3-0 for them. That was a fantastic foreman ult, I think, from Bitze on the Nico. It didn't matter at all. Los Ratones are quite tanky. Doesn't matter if he hits the Scion or the Javan at this point, and they're going to take that fight straight into another neutral objective. They can choose to pick up that Rift Herald. It will give them feats of strength as well. They only need one more Rift Herald, and it will be a done deal. There you go. The Siren is going to sing on the Rift as well. And let's look at this one more time. They see Fatesky overextended. Fantastic Cataclysm right there. And then Knockup hits the Scion and the Renata. Who cares? Los Ratones are more than fine, especially when you've got the Renata to give you the shield last second. You've got, you're playing in a very tight spot as well. So postal takeover is huge in that angle. So Los Ratones, great engage right there from Velia, and they made it work.
Komsky is being hunted in his own jungle, but Los Ratones don't really have too much vision to work with, so they are just going to back off. I will give it a Bitsy. He's 1-3 on the Nico, but he has been incredibly impactful this game. Being able to find so many major ultimates, and it's a good showing from a Nico jungle. Something that we were both a little bit pessimistic about, probably is the best way to word it. Problem is, his team are starting to lack a little bit on that neutral objective front. Los Ratones, even if they're down gold, even if they're down on in the fights, they're still up in pressure. They still played their own tempo, and you just have to match them as they're going to secure themselves Atakan. DMG now being hunted. Reckless is going to get hit by the Swirl Seed. Not going to full push any further. That is a scary Los Ratones right now.
Yeah, and that was completely uncontested as well. DMG took a while to sort of sniff out what was going on around on the map right there. And this is Los Ratones for you in the NLC. They're always one step ahead when it comes to the macro, the way they read the map, the way they see the map. And for DMG, it's just going to get harder from here on out. Fatesky doesn't deal a lot of damage to the tanky front line of Los Ratones, because even though you see the Axiom Arc and and the full lethality build from the Scion, he's still pretty tanky. Like, his HP bar is pretty high, and you've got a Renata to back him up as well. You've got a Jarvan that can lock in the Draven to back him up as well. So it just becomes a little bit difficult, especially since DMG's damage is more of a burst style and not very consistent. Talking about consistency, consistently taking towers right here from Los Ratones. It's going to be another one with the Rift Herald.
Yep, they're going to jump back into Shelly once again. Massive amount of grubs coming out from the charge. This tower probably won't live for long. Whirling Death not even going to hit it. Velia going for a bit quick joyride into mid lane. Unless they can pop it, they're able to get it with the Q there from Nico. So tower will stand as Bucci is being one-shot by Baus. Let's see how this fight goes. Finds himself the knock-up as he is now in that red cane form, but Nemesis is coming in, misses the W onto him. Bucci continuing to be chased away. He's just going to look for another W knock-up, but not going to be able to get caught, and is going to make a grand escape away from Baus. There's a mid lane tower, though. Los Ratones have been able to take that one in the meantime, so Baus still pulling people down to deal with him, and ultimately it's coming at a pretty steep cost as this tower probably going down. Velia's found the lockdown onto Fatesky. He's going to just get the withdraw off. Remember, they've got those revives from Atakan, so this is just a free objective to take with zero risk other than giving, you know, a little bit of gold over, chasing forward onto Reckless. Reckless will lose as he is withdrawn. Nice ultimate from Reckless, though, just to
do it, Nemesis.
keep the premises of Nemesis. Now he just wants to stay in the area just so Baus can secure that turret up. And once again, we are 22 minutes in, and the only towers standing are the ones in the base, and one of those is an inhibitor tower. The other two, the last two towers in the game, are the Nexus towers at 22 minutes.
And it's also amazing to see how they ping-pong the pressure around the map for Los Ratones, right? Because we always talk about the Baus and what he does, and everyone just bunching around him to try and take him down, and then he gains so much space and so much time for his team, allowing people to chase him. But right there was the opposite. Los Ratones threw themselves in for that inhibitor tower. Meanwhile, Baus was over in the top lane, pressuring that tower, taking it down. Now let's see if a 3v1 is going to be enough to take him down.
Well, he takes Bucci for a joyride, dodges out on the swell seed, does get slowed down just at the end of his phase rush, so he loses a lot of that movement speed. The Ignite is on, the Protobelt is popped, but the problem is Fateski's being locked down, handshaked into the waiting hands of Nemesis, who secures the kill. And Los Ratones are going to take both of the inhibitors here. Why are you chasing both? He's like singed. Don't chase him.
I feel like that was a little bit of a bait. You know, you see Los Ratones, they literally just died. They didn't die. They withdrew. And
Yeah.
that's why Atakan is so damn broken. They made it play mid lane. They instantly spawned. They ran down mid lane again. By the time this play happened on Baus, Los Ratones were already in the base of DMG yet again. Taking down Fateski, who's the most fed player from DMG as well, means that you have zero to worry about in terms of threats. And Los Ratones, 8,000 gold in the lead. Fate's strength secured, second dragon secured. And the only thing that they have remaining on the map right now to take is Baron in about 35 seconds and only one inhibitor tower remaining in DMG's base.
Yeah, there's 3 towers left in this game. It's looking rough for DMG. They might have to start turning their attention, and I hate to be a bit of a doomsayer, but they might have to turn their attention towards what they're going to do in the lower bracket, because it was mentioned on the desk at the beginning of the day, but some teams just won't get many games this split because we only have a 2-week group stage and then we go straight into playoffs and a very, very big double bracket. You could just lose both of your first 2 best ofs in playoffs and be knocked out of the tournament immediately. Some teams are going to be in for a very short season. Now, Baus, let's put some pressure on the Karmski. Karmski able to break away. Fateski is going to get locked down in the middle of all of this, though. Velia's keeping the pressure up on him as Nemesis trying to find himself some openings, some damage. Bitsy has gone golden. He's got the Humble Trespass on Crowny. Crowny going low, but they're going to continue to put the damage in. Bucci trying to make an escape for it. They can't quite find the kill, but they get him over the wall. Karmsky onto Velia. Velia will get hit by the outplay button of Bizguard. But Los Ratones, I think they've done all they need here. The lockdown of the Karmski, the execute from that Rend. May not finish him up, has to dodge the W, but I think this is it for Los Ratones. An absolutely clean best of 3 to open up the playoffs. These guys are looking unbelievably formidable. A very, very tight 2-0. Under an hour it took them to win 2 games versus DMG.
He does again.
Baus doing the Baus special.
There you have it. 2-0 for Los Ratones. You mentioned it, Heaper and Baus giving us his special by dying one more time to the fountain yet again.
Nah, it was for the attack speed steroid.